locked up before and after, and I have something different for y'all today. I'm actually wanting to talk about a girl that I was in the satellite with in Flowood, Mississippi. When I told y'all we worked on the outside, but we still wore a green and white or black and white stripe, whatever we had. But actually, take that back. Sorry, scratch that. It'd be green and white to work at Flowood, or be there at Flowood and work on the in the free world on the road crews and all that stuff. Anyway, let's get to this. This girl, I was looking up, trying to find my old bunkie, which is my next video. Y'all stay tuned for that one, because that one's going to be awesome too. This one is also really messed up, this one, because I found this girl that I was in satellite with. I worked with her in the satellite, and actually, we worked in one of the buildings downtown Jackson, Mississippi. It was the old governor's building. It was like 15 floors, I think. Anyway, that's pretty big because we don't have nothing like that here in our town. Anyway, like I said, I worked with her there. It was General Jan. Well, they called it General Jan, but it was General Janitorial. That was the services, but the name of the building, I'm trying to remember the name of the building because it wasn't. I worked at the Robert E. Lee building in Jackson, Mississippi. In case y'all didn't know, by the way, Mississippi is very historical. There's a lot of historical stuff around here, especially in my town, Corinth, Mississippi. There's a lot of historical things. I'd like to do that one day too. Go do some of the sightseeing. I have to get a little bit of internet on my phone before I can do that. That way we can go live and show y'all a lot of the historical stuff here in our town. I do a tour of the town on my phone. But like I said, that's because that right there is the reason why I have my PayPal thing on there for y'all. If you want to help in any kind of way, it's only going to be for what I need on here. I'm actually wanting to get a real camera to have better lighting and better, just everything better. All I want actually is a camera. I got another thing I'm wanting to do with maybe a green screen or something. And other than that, just I need help with internet on my phone, and that's all I really need right now. But anyway, let's get to this. Okay, her name is Patricia Brown. Excuse me. Like I said, in the Clarion Ledger. Sorry. Oh, my friend's live right now. Beyond lockdown. Sorry. Hi. Y'all. Yeah, anyway, that's a good, that's also a very good show too, Beyond Lockdown. Anyway, Clarion Ledger from Jackson, Mississippi has a thing here called Life Without Parole, Scrutinizing Woman Sentenced for 1 rock of cocaine. Okay, this is the girl that I worked with now, you know. It says 1 rock of cocaine fell out of Patricia Brown's pocket. That 1 rock of cocaine worth about $20 led to a life sentence without parole for Brown in 2008 in Pontotoc County. Pontotoc County's, I think that's Holly Springs, I'm not sure. I had to look it up, but it's in Mississippi. Now, almost a decade after her life sentence, Brown's current attorney, Jim Wild of Tupelo, which is 40 miles from here, is asking the state Supreme Court to send the case back to circuit court for resentencing, or alternately for a new trial by jury on whether she should get a life sentence. I think that's retarded, but let's see what else they say about it though. Brown, now 54, was sentenced under the 3 strikes law, referred to as the big habitual offender law, which leads to life without parole. This is in the state of Mississippi. I mean, that's what they're going by as the laws here in Mississippi. Mississippi's 3 strikes law requires that one of the 2 previous crimes be one of violence. If you get in the 3 strike law. In Brown's case, she was an accessory to an armed robbery. In that case, former Lee County Circuit Judge Frank Russell, who died in August, found that Brown was not in possession of the firearm used in the robbery and was not physically present in the store at the time. The judge said the enhanced portion of the armed robbery law shouldn't be used in her case. Okay. However, Circuit Judge Thomas Gardner in the cocaine case said the enhanced life sentence applied to Brown even as an accessory because she was still guilty of armed robbery as an accessory. Wade, who wasn't Brown's attorney in the criminal trial, filed the motion last week calling the state law unconstitutionally vague. When considering whether armed robbery is a crime of violence and for sentencing purposes is the mere fact that a co-defendant possessed a gun outside of the presence of Brown enough to make her guilty of a crime of violence. Oh wait, that's a question, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this, sorry. Brown has filed unsuccessful appeals before on her own, but this is the first time Wade has filed an appeal on her behalf. A state of appeals ruling 2009, Brown's case of Brown's life without parole sentence wasn't solely based on the one rock of cocaine, but her prior acts, including the 1988 robbery conviction and other crimes. But see, she already did time on those crimes, though. I mean, I don't understand, how they can actually do that. I understand she's been in trouble before, she got in trouble again, but she didn't violate on what she'd done before. She did her time before. Excuse me. Since Mississippi law is not clear on what is a crime of violence, this right here shows you how stupid our town is. Okay. That shows you how Mississippi is kind of like that when it comes to anything. They don't know their butt from hole in the ground because, it says right here, even they think the same thing, and that it says right here, it says, since Mississippi law is not clear on what is a crime of violence, we believe her life sentence violates her federal constitutional rights, White said. And the Mississippi Department of Corrections has about 152 inmates sentenced to life in prison, has habitual offenders for nonviolent crimes, and it cost MDOC roughly $49.74 a day to house an inmate, or $18,155 a year. Using that figure for the 9 years Brown has been in prison, the cost would be $163,395. $163,395. The state would spend $363,467 in 20 years on an inmate using the $49.74 per day cost. Based upon the 152 inmates sentenced to life as habitual offenders for non-violent crimes, the state spends more than $2.75 million a year to keep them in custody. In addition to Brown, the list includes Charlie Blunt of Jackson for stealing a pickup. Okay, that's another thing. Mississippi has 2 habitual offender laws, one of which can lead to life in prison without parole if a person is convicted of any felony after 2 previous convictions, one being a violent offense and having been sentenced to serve at least 1 year in prison on each of prior convictions. The lesser law leads to a maximum sentence with parole. Last year, the U.S. Supreme ruled on the federal habitual offender law, often referred to as the 3 strikes law. Wait a minute, what just happened here? Okay. The High Court ruled the federal law unconstitutionally, but wait a minute. Where did my thing go? Okay, hold on a second. I got to make this get bigger so I can see what I've done read and what I haven't read. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I already told you about that part. Let's see. Last year, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled on the federal law. Okay, the High Court ruled the federal law unconstitutionally vague as to what counts as a violent crime under the federal three strikes law. The U.S. Supreme Court ruling didn't impact Mississippi or other states' three strikes or habitual offender laws. Although some legal experts say it could lead to more challenges to convictions and sentencing under habitual offenders laws. Under this law, Simmons said people have received mandatory life sentences for minor, non-violent offenses like siphoning gasoline, stealing $250 worth of tools, having traces of cocaine in a shirt or pant pocket, and stealing a computer from Walmart. Simmons introduced unsuccessful legislation during the 2017 session that would have required the one of two prior offenses and the current third strike offense be crimes of violence for some to be eligible for a mandatory sentence under the three strikes enhancement. No one would receive a mandatory life sentence for siphoning gasoline or possessing a small amount of cocaine, he said. And he wants a jury to make the decision as to whether a life sentence is appropriate before a judge could sentence someone to life without parole under this law. Simmons is expected to file similar legislation in the upcoming 2018 legislative session that begins January 2nd. Okay, so they already done that in January 2nd, but anyway, that's it on her, on the deal with her and the law, pretty much the laws with being habitual and all that kind of stuff. Sorry. Paper tape. Anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know though that there's our state, the Mississippi, is the poorest state in the United States, and I just don't see how they can. When I was down there, they just kept pulling them in, spitting them out, inmates, But they just kept on coming in. Every time we always heard the same thing all the time. Oh, you'll go down there and come right back out because they got so many people that just gonna let you right back out. Bull crap, you sit there the whole time. It don't matter. They don't care if you sleep on the floor. They do not care. I've had to sleep on the floor for 3 months. 3 months I was on the floor. And one time I was actually on my rack without a mat. I was on there with 2 sheets. And that was like the second time I went down there, I think. Anyway, yes, this pretty much is about it. I just wanted to really I seen that, and I did not know that. I remember her saying that she got in trouble for that was, something about cocaine or crack or something, but it's weird, when you get out and you actually look people up, and some people actually lie and say other stuff. I don't know why, because some of them be something stupid. I guess they don't want anybody thinking. You can hear the train, the famous women locked up before and after train. It's always in my videos, seems like it. But anyway, I just want to go ahead and get that out, and I just had to let it go. But anyway, if y'all like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you think our laws suck, because I think they do. Please comment below. Please, thank you. Please like, share, subscribe. Peace, and love y'all. Bye.